Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 2000 movie Castaway, starring Tom Hanks, Helen Hunt, Jeffrey Blake, Jennifer Lewis, Chris Noth, Nick Searcy, Larry White, and Vince Martin. Now, I love watching this so much. The basic plot is about Chuck Nolan, played by Tom Hanks. He's a FedEx system analysis, and one day he's eating dinner with I think Kelly, the family of Kelly. Oh, eating with his family and fiance of his, Kelly Frears, played by Helen Hunt. Chuck ends up getting a page that he has to to go to, I think it's, he has to go to, I think it was New York or something, I can't remember. But he doesn't make it to that destination because the FedEx plane that he's on flies into this horrendous thunderstorm, and then the plane crashes into the ocean. So he ends up being marooned alone on this island, and he has to learn to survive there with no technology and only the things that he finds that float on to the island from the plane crash. So we see him do normal things like starting a fire, learning how to eat food by using the tools that are there on the island. He makes up this friend called Wilson using a soccer ball, and his hand was bloody, so he touched that ball, and then he ended up drawing little eye dots and then a little line of a smile for Wilson. So Chuck uses that character Wilson to talk to, so he can have someone to communicate with. And Chuck stays on the island for, I think it was 4 years, and one day Chuck tries to kill himself, but he doesn't do that. And he plots out this like sort of timeline of how long it would take to get back to shore, and the search area is like a 16,000 square miles, something like that, and it's twice the size of Texas. So out of his own ingenuity and being on the island so long, learning about the resources that are at his disposal there, he builds this raft, and he's able to sail back to the civilization where he lives. And on the way there, he encounters a whale and another storm that makes this kind of the sail or cover on his little boat or raft fly off. But he ends up making it there. He ends up making it to civilization safely, and he tries to go back to be with Kelly Frears, but in the 4 years that he's been away, she ends up meeting another man, Chris Noth, his character, a character played by Chris Noth, and the two of them end up being happy together. So Chuck ends up trying to have to live life on his own without her, but they still have a fondness for each other, because in a one rainy night, I think when he tries to leave her home after they had a little talk in Kelly's house, they have a long hug, a long embrace, and she ended up keeping a Jeep that Chuck used to drive in her garage. So he drives off with that. So, and he drives to this one day. He drives off to this four-way intersection on a street, and he sees this woman who's asking for directions, and he tells her where to go, and he looks on the back, and that truck has these angel wings on it, and that's when he realizes there was this one FedEx gift that never got delivered. He never did open it, but he returned it to the address that it was supposed to go to, and he writes a little note saying that this package helped me survive or something. This package kept me going. So I highly recommend Castaway. I just love watching this. I can't think of anything that's boring in this. There's this one day when Chuck builds, he has this yellow kind of life raft, and he tries to row back to shore, but he can't. There's this one wave that goes completely, makes him go kind of up, and then he goes into the water, and then he slams his leg on this rock that's underwater, so he has to try and tend to that. He puts this little piece of cloth around that wound. So I just love watching this. So I highly recommend Castaway. If you haven't already, I would highly appreciate it if you would subscribe over here if you're watching the video by itself, or subscribe down here if you're watching the video on my channel. Chuck ends up going back when he's in civilization. He gets his old job back with FedEx. There's a very good speech he has near the end with a friend, with the character that Nick Searcy plays. And if any of you have seen this, you know what that speech is, and it's so powerful. I love watching that scene. I love watching this movie just to get to that one scene. And Helen Hunt as Kelly Frears was also really, really good in this. The few moments that she was in this. I don't know if there's anything else I can say about this. So, stay cool and roll out to the movies. Bye.